Hello and welcome back to OpenTTD, where there is this one and only company called SpeedyNet, where they have trams, buses, and especially trains and ships carrying out simple orders. Now, somebody in the comments did make a, well, you guessed it, a comment about the orders that our ships have, and that someone pointed out that we could enhance the orders that our ships have and make it more sophisticated by adding in conditional orders. Now, I wasn't even aware that this was an option in the game, so I went ahead and fiddled around with it in my test game, but I don't know what it is exactly that's not working about it, but there's something not working about it. Now, you might be wondering, like, okay, conditional orders, what do you want about? I mean, what is this? Never even heard of it. You're just like me. Now, you can get conditional orders in the order list over here. Look, see, conditional order jump. Now, to get this sorted, say for example, over here, after this fishing ground, well, actually, let's say after this one, right, that the ship is full, because, well, capacity balancing isn't working as, well, good as I wanted it. I mean, with such a big fleet of vehicles in our belly, I'm sure there are things that need our attention that are being overlooked, but we could go and insert one of these, a conditional order jump. So we would do that, and then we could say go to the docks. So when we now have a conditional order, jump to order 9 when load percentage is equal to 0. And if I then click on this, the game will crash. Yeah, I kid you not, so we'll do that. There! Now, I know that this is recording, so you can see it, but that is a problem. Look, I think we even now have two mouses, because, yeah, it just crashes. It always does it. It does it in the test game, it does it over here, and, yeah, I don't know what it is, but regardless, we will not be using conditional orders. However, I do appreciate, of course, the effort of like pointing that out, but yeah, it's not working for us because of this. So I'll see you in a moment when I reload the game and we're back with everything not being crashed. Right, and here we are, back, but now with a working game. So, having, shown and explained that little thing, we were developing a satellite network at lightning speed, and the last addition we did was pretty much this whole area over here. But this is just, it's extending a satellite network, but is it hooked up to the main network? No. And I want that? Of course I want that. So, look, see, there's still a bit of distance to cover. Now, what we need to do, really, is get our train network to this point over here, and then we're really faced with a choice once we're like past Punt Town, because then we could hook it up over here, we could hook it up over here, and we could hook it up over here. I don't really know where we're gonna go next yet, but I think that we should decide that once we are actually past Punt Town. So, you know what, we'll focus on developing the network further first. Now, we do have a sort of dead end over here, and we kind of need to take our tracks, and I think it would be nice if we get Garham hooked up first, and Yeah, this will be also like the junction of where the passengers from this shipping route will be able to get onto trains. So Garham is going to be quite an important station, and then from Garham we need to get to these farms here. We need to grab this textile mill, but also a little Prar Town, well, I mean these names, and Great Tranning Head and Punt Town. We need to hook those up. So that's quite a bit of work that we got ahead of us, and then we're in the area where we need to decide up, side or down. Well, I don't know, but yeah, we'll see that later. So now this does require a bit of planning, especially in regards to the terrain. So I mean, we need a station over here, and let me just quickly see here. And I think what we're gonna have is, like, we're gonna have a station over here, and then another one over here, taking care of like these two farms and this town. And then we'll probably have this one be hooked up by road. I mean, yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, the production is to be laughed at. So, production. Okay, I laughed at the production, and it's still, yeah, we can do that by road. That's no issue. And then, so we're gonna have a station over here, and then probably lead the tracks like this. I don't really know what would be the smarter thing, to go above or to go below. To be honest, I think if we go, you know, if we, well, pass this town on the low end, we could then have the station for the textile mill be like, and this town be one and the same thing. Right, I can see a plan forming in my head. Can you see it too? If not, you will soon. So, yeah, let's get some track building done then, shall we? I'm trying to decide what's the best, well, carrier vehicle for plant fibers and wool. So let's take a quick look at the cargo payment rates here, because I must admit I kind of forgot what they were for plant fibers. Now, just for comparison, alright, I think, well actually, no, I think speed is of crucial essence here, so we'll go with the boxcars. Alright, well, I guess we just expanded our satellite network quite a bit, huh? Yeah, look at that. We now got working stuff all up to this textile mill. However, I know that there are places where we are already collecting, well, plant fibers or wool, but we aren't bringing that to the textile mill just yet. Look at this. Oh my good lord, look at this. This is one of those places, yes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up a train real quick here. That is going to take all of these wools and fibers to the textile mill. Alright, so that's that taken care of. Now, I do believe that over here we also have fibers waiting, or... No, that's actually sugar beet, which is a good point because I do believe that over here we also have sugar beet, but where are we taking that to? Because that is a thing that's taken care of. It's not over here, that's for sure. I wonder, where? Oh, it's the sugar refinery. Okay, but hold on a second. So we have all these, well, tons of sugar beets because it's literally 1,500 tons, and we're not doing anything with it. Is this serious? You gotta be kidding me. It sure seems to be that way that... Yeah, I mean, this is the one for coal. Rightio, it seems that we still need to make a few trains more. However, I do want to know, for sugar, what the cargo payment rates are. Or, what, sugar beets, wow. And plant fibers I thought were bad, but sugar is even worse. Ultimate speed is absolutely required over here, so yeah, let's get another train going. Alright, that's that taken care of. Now there was another place where we also had sugar beets piling up. I just saw it. Was that over here? No, it wasn't. It wasn't over there. It was... Or was it over here? No, because we... No, those sugar beets are taken care of. I guess it was over here. Yeah, actually, there's all kinds of goods collected over here that quite clearly we're not doing anything with. Derp. Alright, so, well, we do have a grain mill over here that we can, well, unload the grain to, and then we need another one for the sugar beets. It's quite a distance. Now, grain, I believe, pretty much follows the same... Yeah, exactly. Right, so we'll get a few more trains then. Okie dokie, so that's all looking rather nice, and I do believe that in the current situation we're pretty much taking everything to everywhere and with good profits to boot, I believe. Well, almost. There is this farm, which in my eyes we have absolutely no reason to not service. I mean, this one over here, right? It accepts... What's your coverage thingy? Because... Oh, that's just shy, really. Well, what we could do, really, is hook this farm up. It's only gonna be one, though, and that's a bit of the issue, because it isn't a bad farm or anything. I mean, look at it, you know? By the way... I guess this one was here, though. I'm a little bit... stunned by the fact that I haven't noticed this before. It could be that it's just a freshly new spawned farm, really. I don't know. It could also be that I just missed it. Anyway, what we're gonna do probably is we're gonna hook it up, but to bring the plant fibers all the way to the textile mill, because that is when it's gonna end up happening. I'm thinking more of a transfer to someplace, though then again, if we do that, I don't know really. I don't think that that's going to accomplish anything good, a transfer. But on the other hand, it wouldn't really, because what I had in mind was transferring it, you know, the plant fibers to over here. But I don't think that that would do it any good. It would just have this station be occupied even longer than it already is at times. I don't know really. No, I don't think that that's gonna happen. So we'll just leave that. What we are gonna need then is the farm supplies. Now, currently, you know, with our newly added section, no farm supplies are being brought over there. However, the lime kiln over here has a load of farm supplies, not to talk about this one. Now, you know, the farm supply situation, I know I tried with multi-vehicle purpose trains and whatnot, and I must admit that I'm not happy with the way we currently got it set up, you know, the farm supply situation. Now, how it is currently set up, and wow, there's a lot of passengers over here, and they all need to go to Great Worthington, which means that our passenger tram is not able to handle it, it seems, because, yeah, you are probably full, yeah. Right then. Now you even need a service. You know what? I think it's time that we clone you and then we automate the timetables so that they are nice and evenly spread out. Yeah, I don't think that that's such a bad idea looking at the crap load of passengers. Regardless, the thing we were going to fix and address was the, you know, the farm supply situation. Now I do believe that this is one with farm supplies, is it not? Where are your capacities? There, yeah. So you're one train for the farm supplies. Then look, we have another one with farm supplies and another one with farm supplies. That's like 3 locomotives all with 1 wagon, and I don't like that one bit. Now what we're gonna do, and this has also been suggested by someone in the comments, but I also thought of this myself. Clever me. We're gonna change this around a bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have one train, and that is just going to service all of these. So it will be traveling up and down, and then picking up another one with a huge list of orders. Now the thing is with that is that it will distribute it evenly. However, the visits will be less frequent. So therefore, what we're gonna need is, right now we will need it to be at least 3 wagons, and I'm thinking a wagon for each station to be added, you know, just so that we keep them amounts up. Now if we're gonna hook this one farm up, that means that we're going to need farm supplies to be brought over here as well. Yeah, alright. So just to have, you know, a clear picture, we need 1, 2, and then there is 3, 4, 5. 5 wagons at the least. And I'll add 1 extra wagon, so it's gonna be a 6 wagon train. And that 6 is just because this one, and I mean these 2 over here, they're really far away. So yeah, I think that a 6th wagon, just purely for the distance, I think that's warranted. So maybe even a 7th, but we'll have to see. Now, first we're gonna grab this farm here real quick, and then we will work on the farm supply situation. Okay, time to work in the farm supply situation then. So yeah, let's call in all those small trains and expensive engines home first. Right, I think we got this all set up proper right now, so yeah, I'm very curious as to how this is going to turn out. I do know, however, or well, I notice it at least, that the tracks over here could very surely use a bit of work, seeing how this is all very cramped and far from optimal for the throughput. So let's do some quick track fixes here to further optimize the flow of traffic, right? Alright, I think that this will greatly reduce the load of traffic over here on this station. Seeing how this is quite a... I don't know really, I'd say it's far from an ideal situation. However, having just one train station over here would also be far from ideal because of height differences and distances that we would have to cover by road/tram. So there we are. Now, well, only time will tell whether or not our farm supply situation is, well, you know, has been fixed and has been addressed. But other than that, SpeedyNet is right now in possession of, well, one ultra magnificent network, but this one, well, you know, it can exist in its own right as a nice and tight network over here. And, well, you know, the next step, I feel right now, that would be the right thing to do, would be to do a rebalancing check of our capacities. See if everything, you know, is still having the right amount of wagons, trains, trams, vehicles, ships, airplanes, and... oh wait, not airplanes. But, yeah, so that's what I'll be doing next time when we play more OpenTTD.